Good evening, friends. Sorry for the slight delay. We do have to get a wiggle on, and sorry for the delay in letting you know that I was going to be streaming tonight. I didn't think I'd have time to get it in, but I'm going to try and squeeze it in because tomorrow or Wednesday I've got some packing to do. Both.
Welcome to Hot Start Flight Support. How can we help you today?
So, we are looking to get going in 45 minutes. Don't think there's any icing. So, just the fuel, please. 3 crew, 2 packs this evening.
Of course, Captain. I'll get that organized for you right away.
Wonderful. I think everything's up and running. Get outside. Now I just need to hope that these pop themselves away. Hopefully they're in the right place. Again, it is thank you very much to Emerald Borders, which works very well. Let's have a look and see who's online. Somebody else is here. Nice. ATC is online. Busy old evening. So, ground services, APU battery connection. We're going to need the aviation flashlight, despite the pan being pretty good. I think actually I was meant to park in these little spots here, but whatever, nobody's bust. So, put the door open. Chocks out. Clear the rest of the pins. Leave the nose gear chock in. Connect the main battery. You don't have to do this, you can leave it saved in whatever configuration you like. That's up, but we'll leave the door open to open the nose door. Walk around, I don't see anything on the wings, so we are good to start getting powered up. So, lamp test is that way and it works. Panel switches. The lamps work, we'll set that up. Check the circuit breakers, nothing should have been pulled, although sometimes it used to be able to. Bit of delay on accidentally click these when you're outside. Can't really do that now. If you are watching, do say hi. I think I've got it selected so I can see all chat, but issues with it filtering for some reason. So those all look good. We will quickly turn to my trusty paper checklist. And so the initial checks, airplane and flight pubs, check, circuit breakers done, emergency equipment, axe, etc. Fire extinguisher, hydraulic pumps are all off. Nose wheel steering is down here, is mapped and off. The hardware, landing gear lever down, and so is my hardware. Flight spoiler operates. Now that's interesting. Yeah, there we go. So I've cycled that, it shouldn't go past off. Anyway, it works. Maps match outside. So here they're up. ADG manual release is stowed. Battery master up here can come on. See those, we're looking for DC electrics, 22 volt minimum we have. RX monitor is down here. So left and right squib 1 and 2 is okay, APU is okay. Fire. 1, 2, 3, 5, fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jet pipe
3
overheat.
red, 3 green. So that's those done. The nav lights are on. Logo light can go on. Start the APU up. So the time now is 18:53. I think this aerodrome has a limit on an hour before and after departure and arrival respectively for the APU. Gone well before then. It says we've got 3660, I think we've got 3680 we're left at it. You start and looks like it's starting. And what I don't have is my other hardware connected. The plug is plugged in for this. That was me just plugging that in. I should have twigged earlier. There we go. Good, it works. And then we'll establish AC electrics in a moment. So APU gen off. Available. Available. There we go. BKV, everything's green. And DC looks good.
Flight compartment checklist. AC and DC electrics.
Checked.
Nav lights, logo light.
Both on.
Cockpit lights.
So they are currently set, but possibly one would be a little dim because we haven't any light from boarding lights. They're on the AC utility bus.
Lamp test.
Check. There we go. Maps. Right side. There you go. See it switch over, and it will work.
Duct monitor.
Is over here. Go to test. Lead air duct.
Bleed air
Yes.
duct.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Bleed
5
air
warnings
duct.
and a duct test OK. 4 switch lights as well. Loop A test OK, loop B test OK.
FMS database status.
So let's clear this out. Degrees in the cabin, so we'll get it warmed up.
FMS flight plan uplink. ATIS.
So flight plan recall 618. And data requires. Let's see if there is one. And let's do the weather as well. So, to Cologne with Frankfurt as our route.
Anti-skid.
So, armed, test, green.
Nose door.
So, is it clear the switch was up? Nobody about.
Hydraulic 3A pump.
Is on.
Brake pressure.
Waiting for 3000 on the inboard brakes.
Parking brake.
Set. And indicated.
Nose door.
So we'll pause there because the fuel is going to come to us in a moment. So our flight plan fuel is 6121. I'll round that to 6200.
All right, Captain. Fuel truck is hooked up. Just let me know how much fuel you need. Or would you like to go tanks full today?
So we need 520 pounds. 2.2 pounds to a kilo. 205 is a good enough approximation. Gives us 1142.8, and then we'll divide that by the density shown on screen there, which is 0.817, which of course makes it go up. So we need just a little under 1400 litres. I'll do us. 1400.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
I can see a few people watching, I think, so thanks very much for joining. Do try and say hi. I apologise if I can't see it. Shut off test works, we can shut the centres, and there we go, we are fueling. So the next check is nose door, we'd better go out, open it, and then close it. Done. Closed. Secure. A little bit of bug when we turn away and the object is killed. Nose door is closed.
Hydraulic panel and pumps.
Easy check, pop those on. Draw the pumps come alive. Go green, there's no cautions. So 1 and 2 low pressure are not displayed, and then they will come back. So all pumps go off.
Electric panel.
And 1 and 2 are
AC/DC utility switch.
on. Get rid of the flashlight.
Start ignition panel.
All out.
Fuel panel.
Checked.
APU LCV.
Open.
10th stage isolation valve.
Open.
Packs.
On.
Air conditioning panel.
Give you a clearer view. Normal. Set as required. Set to the cabin. Ram airs out, extinguished and guarded.
Pressurization panel.
So ICAS 0 delta P we have. Cabin airfield, cabin out is roughly the airfield elevation. High pressure today 1023. The aerodrome elevation is 50, 1022, which looks like it will happily give a density altitude when we wind it down here of minus 200, which is what we've got. So happy. Man rate is correction. Man out centered. Man way anti-clockwise. Press con man. Man off port. Extinguished. Extinguished emergency depresses. Extinguished and guarded. The altimeter for our destination is going to be similar to what we've got here, which is about 30.2. And the aerodrome elevation
Refueling is
at
complete,
clone
Captain.
is
Do you
300
need
feet.
anything else?
It's about there. So 5 is about there, close enough. And the pip is aligned with the selector.
Lead air panel.
Do that in a moment. So fuel is done. 6121. We've rounded up to 6200. We've got 61. Minimum takeoff's 38, and we've got loads of additional fuel. So get to
Okay,
disconnect.
just one quick signature on here, and I'll be on my way.
So he gave us 1399.8 litres at 124. 737 97 fill.
Here's a copy for your records. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Lots of beeping going on. Back to these checks. 14th's all out. And then Lit Valley.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel switch.
Out.
Cal anti-ice switches.
In. No caution.
Anti-ice panel.
So wing switches off. Wing heat lights are extinguished. Left and right switches are out. Test, we have left and right windshield heat. Test OK ×2. Windshield and window. Go to detect. Get caution ice. Go wing. Wing overheat.
Wing overheat.
And the anti-ice test OK.
Wing overheat.
Emergency lights.
So they are currently off. We have a wing on. Get an info. There's the caution. There it is gone.
Passenger signs.
On.
ELT.
Armed.
Glare shield panel.
Wouldn't do initially. Set 200, I don't know what the departure looks like. And set something like that initially.
Crew and passenger oxygen.
So, Oxy in the back 1850. I think we can dispatch with that. Test this side. Test this side.
DCU warning panel.
Out extinguished guarded.
CVR.
Threshold test. On.
Audio panels.
So they are both matched. Set to 1. Stall protections on both. Let's set to my side. 1228 at the moment.
SPS system.
So stall protection switches are. Which one? Way down. Do say hi if you are watching. So trim disconnected, flight controls are being displayed, and we will go SPS test. So stall fail, mission A and B, get the warnings, stick shakers, work, autopilot disconnect, brings it back, rest of the G switch, release and everything clears, and then check the other side as well.
Integrated standby instrument.
Is down here. Like that. So, set on correct,
Clock.
lights reset, and ETC is pretty correct.
EFIS. ICAS.
Checked.
Main landing gear bay overheat.
Test the fail first. Test the overheat.
Gear bay overheat.
Checked.
TOS warning switches.
So, out extinguished guarded, onto the test.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Test complete.
Pitch and roll disconnects.
Both stowed.
Ground spoilers.
Are set to auto and match my hardware.
Thrust reversers.
Emergency stow is out and both armed.
Thrust levers.
All 3 set shut off, engine 2 shut off.
Engine speed switches.
Both on.
Engine vibration check.
Set on and 3.5 VIB.
Oral warning. Smoke detector.
So smoke toilet, smoke baggage with a warning.
Smoke. Smoke.
Trims. Mach trim.
So 1 back, no cautions. Stab 2 inop. Let's check that it works in both directions on both sides. Disconnect from P2 side. Stab and Mac trim cautions. 2, so channel 1 inop. Disconnect works my side. So 1 and 2 stab trim cautions gone. No 1 or 2 channel displayed. Mac trim goes in, Mac trim cautions gone. Pitch for takeoff. Select 6 will be relatively light. Go a little bit higher. 6.4 initially. Quite light.
Yacht dampers.
On, no caution.
Reversionary inhibit switches.
So out and the rest are all set normal.
IRS.
3 in nav.
CPDLC.
So I have absolutely no idea who's controlling here. Copenhagen, tons online. Lots of German sectors online, and we appear to be in ALR Center. Bremen radar above 245 only. Actually quite difficult to find the coverage, so I am going to have do some digging for that.
TCAS.
So I'm not going to log on. TCAS is an easy check. So we are 311 mic. Gas test.
TCAS system test OK.
Excellent. So let's just have a look in the browser on the iPad. I don't know if any of you have seen the wonderful update that Apple pushed with this horrible glass effect. I'm sure everyone's moaning about it, I am. So VATSIM dash radar .com/VG VATSIM glasses, I guess. Let that load up. So TCAS has been checked.
ATIS and clearance.
So let's have a look and see if we have any ATIS. We do. So we have Bravo. We have Bremen radar. VFR clearance on 126325. Excellent. So let's scribble this down. We have Bravo, very helpful, at 1950. We have 1708. The transition level 60. Good. No cloud detected, so it's an automatic report. say that though, does it? Temperature of 7 at GB5 and 1021. So, let me just check the chart and see where we are. Moon's looking nice and moody up there. I think we're just on the apron 2.
Lufthansa 9 Tango Kilo, contact Bremen Radar 120, decimal 540. Lufthansa 9 Tango Kilo, 120, 540, bye bye. Kayak 64 Foxtrot, contact Bremen Radar 125, decimal 025, ciao. Contacting Bremen Radar 125, 025, Kayak 64 Foxtrot, ciao, Lando. LTU-7 Echo Golf, descend to flight level 110, rate of descent 2000 feet per
See if we
minute
can get a word in.
Descending flight level 110 at 2000 feet per minute, operator LTU-7 Echo Golf. Radar, moin, Lufthansa 747, flight level 100, inbound LZOP. Lufthansa 747, Bremen identified, climb to flight level 210. Climb flight level 210, Lufthansa 747.
Bremen Radar, good evening. Fraction 311 Mike.
Fraction 311 Mike, Bremen Radar.
Fraction 311 Mike, Challenger 650 at Silt with information Bravo, apron 2. QNH 1021, request departure clearance to Cologne.
Fraction 311 Mike, information Bravo correct, clear to Cologne, OLDIP 1 Alpha departure, climb by SIP to 4000 feet, squawk 1130.
So it's the OLDIP 1 Alpha Bravo, correction 1 Alpha departure, climb altitude 4000 feet, squawk 1130, fraction 311 Mike.
Fraction 311 Mike, feedback correct.
Excellent.
Enter Air4 Papa Juliet, you're not supposed to turn. Fly heading 270 for now. Roger, 270, sorry. Yeah, you're not allowed to turn. Fly heading 270 for now. Roger, heading 270.
So I'm just going to turn that down a little bit.
827 Echo Golf, contact Bremen Radar.
FMS flight plan, wind update, perf.
So makes sense to do it this way. OLDIP 1 Alpha, 4000 set. Going to OLDIP.
Lufthansa 14 Alpha, contact Copenhagen Control 119, decimal 55.
Then ABFAD, HABFU, ROBEG, November 850 LARBU Zulu 89, Runner, Tango 858, KOPAG, and then KOPAG 13.
Oscar Yankee Juliet Echo Tango, Bremen Radar identified, call you back for descent. Thank you, 6 minutes. Enter Air 4 Papa Juliet, turn now left.
Wind update, and then perf.
Report established, descent 3000.
Left 170, cleared for ILS Zulu approach, descent 3000 feet, enter Air 4 Papa Juliet.
For Papa Juliet, left turn heading 120.
120, enter for Papa Juliet.
So we'll put down 3 because of the crew member. Q is the bags.
747, proceed direct Atos.
And sensed fuel
Proceed direct
6100.
Atos, Lufthansa 747.
It's 230 to Frankfurt. Before zero's initial planned climb cruise, and then we've got a bit of a yo-yo, a bit of up and down. 45 might be a bit of a stretch. But no worries, we'll just be early. So reserves this evening, 879, so round up to 1,000 is fine.
Takeoff data.
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from Hot Start Flight Support.
Hello, Jenny.
Your passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to the plane?
Yes, please.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes. Anything else?
No, we're all good.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
So runway 14, we have got the wind is 170 at 8. 7 degrees, 1021, 6955 on runway 14, so we're going to come out with a left turn and go all the way up. 6954 I have. Takeoff minima will go from 14, we don't need to go from Charlie, but we will see if we can, just in case we're asked to do it. For the departure, so field length 3323 will easily that, and we have 5735 available from Charlie. Our departure, close in obstacles, SID noise abatement, IFR profiles within Class E, fine. Initial climb is 4,000, we had that anyway. 141 track is the departure. And it takes us to X-Ray Whiskey 001 with nothing there to speak of. MSA is 1,800. And we'll go straight to OLDIP max 250. Easy.
Identified, report indicated airspeed.
So, no climb gradients to worry about. Nice low MSA. Happy.
Avionics and charts.
So happy with those, not going to use the charts initially.
Flight instruments.
So we're going to arm VNavits and on-nav departure. So we have M1TO. Attitude looks sensible. 145 agrees with the compass. Nav is engaged. FMS for nav with first waypoint correctly selected, 6 miles straight ahead. Initial heading 141, which matches with the track. V speeds 112, 121, 133 and 150. 200 is bugged, and then we'll go straight to 250. TOTO left side flight
How are you
director.
today?
Very well, thanks.
That's great to hear. Well, we're all set back there, so we can get going anytime.
Get comfy, will just be 2 minutes. Out select, initial climb 4,000. Airfield elevation, VSI 01021 set, and N1TO 88.8.
Departure briefing.
As we've discussed, straight ahead, easy. Taxi out, down here, turn left, follow it round.
Emergency procedures. Pins, covers, chocks.
Let's go do that chock. There it is. Put the door shut and then we're ready to go. With some very early passengers.
Cabin lights, water heaters, master seat.
Let's see, how's the light in the back there? Yep, they're fine.
Flight compartment checklist complete. Engine start checklist next.
Ryanair 28 Golf Foxtrot Bremen Radar identified, climb to flight level 250.
Ryanair 28 Golf Foxtrot climb flight level 250.
Eurowings 25 Romeo, descent to flight level 110, rate of descent 2,500 feet per minute or greater.
Descending level 110 with 2,500 or greater, 25 Romeo.
Oscar Yankee, Juliet Echo Tango, just to confirm, direct to Delta Hotel 416.
Negative, Delta Hotel 457.
Delta 457, sorry.
Raymond Fraction 311 Mike, request engine start and taxi.
Fraction 311 Mike, startup approved, taxi to holding point runway 14, report ready for departure.
Start approved, Wilco, Fraction 311 Mike, thanks. Thought I might as well get it in because it's relatively quiet here. I don't think there's anybody else. Nope, so happy.
Engine start checklist. Doors. Closed. Parking brake and pressure. Checked and set. Fuel quantity and balance.
It's within limits. Slightly misaligned and we'll sort it out.
Beacon. On. Fuel boost pumps. On. Ignition.
Can't remember what we used last time, so we'll go for an A.
Armed. Engine 2 start.
So if there's anybody here, we'll ask them.
Identified, descent to flight level 110 radar.
Clear to start engine number 2, starting engine number 2. Lights are on. So N2's rising, oil pressure's rising 20%, less than 120, M1's turning, fuel on, fuel flow increasing, ITT's increasing, oil pressure's increasing.
Fuel system.
Wings 25 Romeo for separation, turn right wing 070.
Turning right 070 here.
So left and right pump, right's running, we're looking for left low. Which we have. Pumps back on.
Engine 1 start.
Skydiver 670, request climb for flight level 300.
Start engine number 1. Clear to start engine number 1. Starting engine number 1. And we have N2 turning, oil pressure's increasing 20%, less than 120, M1's turning, fuel on, flow's increasing, ITT's increasing, oil pressure is increasing.
Engine start checklist complete. After start checklist, next.
So 2, 4, 6, 4, 2 stable engines.
After start checklist. Generator 1 and 2.
Both available, both on.
Checked AC and DC.
Switching over nicely. And everything is green, apart from the tie, which we don't want.
Disarmed. Packs. On. 14th stage. Open. Cowl anti-ice.
Can't quite see it, so...
On. Check 45 seconds. Flight controls.
So we have full forwards, full off, full and correct left, full and correct right, full correct left rudder, right rudder. So they're currently in auto. I go to disarm, nothing happens. I go to armed, they pop out, get back to auto, and they stow.
Flight spoilers.
Pull up, to half, correction flight to half, and then all stowed.
Cowl anti-ice.
On.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice. Test on. Fuel balance.
Let's balance that out.
Trims.
1, 2, 3, set for takeoff.
No ski.
Chocks are out, steering can come on.
APR.
APR 1, check to OK, check to OK.
ADG unit.
Can't quite see it.
Proceed flight level 200 and direct HABFU Lufthansa 622.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice.
Just waiting for that one.
Please tell radar radio call target, please. 120.540. 120.540. Thank you. Lufthansa 747 request the channel of Copenhagen control. Lufthansa 747, sorry, contact Copenhagen 133.155, ciao. Contact Copenhagen on 133.155, ciao.
There it is, lit out.
Eurowings 87 Whiskey, contact Bremen radar 120.540.
Off. Wing anti-ice. North. 14 stage isolation valve.
Checked. Open. Checked. Closed.
Wing anti-ice.
Left and right heats are on. Yellow into we have.
Descent to flight level 110.
Checked. Off. ATS. N1 TO. ATC TCAS. TARA. After start checklist complete. Fuel balance.
2990, still a little bit to go. We'll be taxiing out 1 minute early. And we have 5890 fuel on board. Minimum takeoff is 3894, so 3.9.
Taxi checklist
We've
next.
been cleared to taxi.
Lufthansa 622, contact Bremen radar 125.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights.
Bremen radar on 125.025. Lufthansa 622, tschüss.
So, what have we got? What is it, 7 degrees outside, so we'll need the engine anti-ice, the cowl anti-ice on, I believe. No wing anti-ice required.
Brakes and steering.
So, clear left, clear right. So, left rudder is available. Get us away from any obstructions. Brakes work, and we'll follow this taxiway out. So left, everything decreases, ball right, attitude stay steady. And to the right, increase, increase, steady, ball left, and increase.
Reverse thrust.
So right checked, stowed, left, checked and stowed.
If taxiing the de-ice, pause checklist here until the paper de-ice checklist is complete.
Not required.
Flaps. 20. Altimeters. Set and cross-check. Radar weather. On. Takeoff briefing.
So we've discussed, pretty simple. What we have to do is negotiate this and taxi up Delta, because I think there was a gross taxiway India. Nothing about. We'll have a good look.
Approaching 06.
Just deployed a reverser there to keep the speed under control.
On runway 06.
And here we are.
Lufthansa 13990, contact Bremen radar 120.540.
So I think there was a grass taxiway here that we may have struggled with. Yes, that's exactly what it was on the chart. So, takeoff briefing. So left seat takeoff, I'm going to follow this all the way up, we might as well go from the end of the runway. Stop for anything up to 80 knots. Above 80 we will stop. Going on here, 0. There's a taxiway up here, so what's all this? Ah right, I see. I'm taxiing across a load of stands because I can't actually see what's going on. Something strange. Above 80 knots we'll stop for any warnings, and then other than that at V1 we're committed. If we need to come back, simply turn out right towards the sea. Oop. That looks good. With the new scenery effects there. We'll turn right out to the sea. Set up for an RMP to get back in if we can, or we'll just go somewhere else with the help of ATC. The MSA is 1800, so 2000 will do us quite comfortably.
Taxi checklist complete. Before takeoff checklist next.
Did it say stop 14, and are there identifiers? Yes, there are. So here's the hold for 14. Right, ready with the departure chart, nice and easy, straight ahead. Runway 1414 is set for departure. Minimum was 39 and we have 59, so we've got tons of additional fuel. Not tons literally. Why is chat not saying anything? I'm sure people have said something, I just can't see it. Opening it up, nothing. Got it set to everything. Bring radar, fraction 311 mic, holding short runway 14. And we are ready for departure. I think he's offline. Did he close and tell everyone to go to 1228? He did. I missed it. Silk traffic, fraction 311 mic, entering runway 14, taking off OLDIP 1 Alpha departure. Silk traffic. Right, 126325. Definitely nothing signal heard. So it's going to be 36 when we depart.
Before takeoff checklist. Passenger signs. Advised on. Anti-collision light. On. Pros. On. Windshield heat. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice.
Cowls on, wings not required.
Continuous ignition.
Approaching 14.
TCAS. TARA. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel. Checked. CAS. Takeoff config OK.
Checked.
Landing, pulse, recog lights. On. Before takeoff checklist complete. After takeoff checklist next.
Well, that was a terrible lineup.
On runway 14.
Helps the... probably because I didn't realise that it had centerline lights. Does it have centerline lights? I checked and corrected this, I may be wrong. I don't think it has centerline lights. Anyway, it's 30. It's going to be 37 once we get going. Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
So, safe height, safe speed.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear. Up. Flaps.
Well and truly out of trim.
0. Thrust reversers. Off. Ignition. Off. Pressurization. Checked. Packs transition. Completed. N1. Climb set. APU generator. Off. APU. Shut down. Passenger signs.
Leave those on.
CAS.
Checked clear. So I didn't want it to do that. I wanted the pitch a bit lower. Never mind.
After takeoff checklist complete.
Smooth that out. Let's speed up. $1,000 to go. We were only cleared to 4,000. So, seeing as there appears to be nobody online, we will go straight up to 340. Check on the explain map. Not getting in anybody's way. Simple departure. Pitch angle seems pretty comfortable. Keep it smooth for the packs, or at least try to. Hey Black Knight, thanks very much. Nice to see you. Cheers for the message. Haven't seen anything from anybody else. So a lot of centre controllers on. Aerodromes. So let's keep that pitch. Squeeze a little bit more out of it. Difference is that going to make? Not a huge amount, is it? Let's see what 3,000 feet a minute looks like. That's 7.5 degrees up. Yeah, thanks very much. Good to see you too. Thanks for joining. You can see the auto throttle's just a little bit sluggish. Those clouds, pretty realistic. Now we're cooking on gas. 3,000 seems to be a sweet spot. We'll get 300 seen as we are overhead OLDIP. That was pretty smooth, unlike the judgment. And I think we are entering the out-of-icing conditions, so we can get rid of those. I'll double check to see if it is actually needed. So pressurization looks normal. And I don't think we're going to be particularly steep if we switch to flight level change. So 340, and then at HABFU 350, and then at LARBU 340, so we're sort of snaking left to right. That kind of makes sense. No, it doesn't, not with that track. So I'm just going to stay at 340. We have TCAS. Anyway, looks pretty smooth. Seatbelt signs off. So, 25 miles ahead of us. There's some traffic. Easy. Should we see where they're going? It says from Dusseldorf to Copenhagen. So passing 200, coming out at 23, climbing steadily, and delta P is in limits. We don't get that, we can have that one. We do have that one, which is excellent. 3648 we can get tuned up. I know I read it, I still have to read it. Put it down here, that's easy, isn't it? Anyway, airplane's happy, we're in flight level change. Next thing is change over at 78.78. 3 left in use. Is that what it says? It does. I mean, all of the runways are available, that's helpful. It's very helpful. No difference between arrival and departure, I guess. Top down as well, my least favourite kind. Oh, I have to turn that off, don't I? Well, that'll be fun when the next one comes in. Sorry, I just had a sneeze there. So, approaching 7.5. Do take off 3.7, which was 8 minutes early. And we're at ABFAD. What, 4.8? My times have disappeared. I'm turning that off. So I think we're about 7 minutes early. We have 5160. Expected fuel is 5.1. There's 7.8. And we're still climbing to our filed cruise. Lighting has come on a long way and does look a lot better. We've got how long to destination? 38 minutes. We can do the yo-yo if you like. Particularly bothered, it just seems a bit of a waste to go up and then down again. Where's LARBU? Oh, we're in the mess of all that. Weird. What have we got? No town wires. I think so. Interesting. LNAV24 is suspended. How's it go? Checked. I know what I haven't done. Oh no. Yet. Taking landing from runways are closed. Work in progress. 0624. We are levelling off. I was a bit slow at raising the speed there. We have new ATIS. Check that in a minute. So, let's have a look at destination hotels. XL. Let's say taxiway, taxi lane, November Blue closed between aircraft stand Delta 18, Delta 24, centre closed between the same stands, open Delta, limited to IK letter C, we would easily fit within that. The SRA values have been raised, cranes. Lights US, there are some new aircraft stands. Precise as well. So with a lat long, 50, 52, 34.79095. That's a level of precision down to the millimetre, I think. 5 decimal places. How have they got it to 5 decimal places? What's the size of a coin? I mean, I think 3 decimal places gets you within about the size of an A4 piece of paper. I could be wrong. Back of the envelope maths. So LNAV24, SRA24 both suspended, so may or may not be on VATSIM. Currently happy in cruise. starts down here. So that was a departure. It was real simple. So we haven't picked an approach yet. Two we'll pick from here though is airport. I think we should have one of these. And one of these. No idea where we're going to be. I think we've been stuck down here in the Victors before. Rather than the main terminal up here. Though you could get put those. Some of those taxiways are closed. So there's the airport. Two four would make more sense to us. Allowed us to vacate somewhere here, probably, and taxi down. We should easily be able to make that 4,000, 5,000 foot. But if we get given 1-3, also taxi off before the high speeds. We'll do a right. Ideally, they're going to want us to taxi off here. So we'll see what we get given. Here is the arrival. So we are coming in via KOPAG. Mistake. Make sure it's KOPAG. Anyway, clone bomb is a good one to have. So KOPAG gets us down there. Before 1-3 left, what does this say it's for? It does indeed say 1-3 left. Like the center controller has turned off, so let's go back to weather. Get an update there. That gives us an idea of the arrival. So we'll expect 1-3 left. There's an ILS for 1-3 left. Well, there's the RMP, and the RMP makes much sense because it brings us in via leg do, which is the end of the star. Have we got some bouncing around? We might be in some cloud too. So let's put those on, just in case. That looks like we are in cloud. Must be cloud surfing. Especially at night, pretty magical. Overhead HABFU. Be 18 minutes into the flight, about right, but of course we are early, so 5-7, 7:30, slightly greater fuel burn, probably a minute early, so at least 5 minutes early on arrival. Look, RMP 1-3 left via. Interesting. Only those transitions. of the transition only when cleared. It essentially gets us to the same place anyway. That will do, will give us a duplication, so 417, 416, 415, and actually that's the arrival. So we'll just tidy that up. VOR. And clone is 1, 2, 5. I wonder how many people in history have tuned that VOR in. So let's see what that gives us. You can see that there's the arrival, but there's the transition. So I've just truncated that. 6425. Pretty sure it's roughly the same. That looks like 10 miles at 282, 280, 5 miles at 224. Right, a little different. Whatever. Get us there. ABFAD minimums at 429. Does that sync on each side? Yes, that does sync both sides, so easy enough. Nice clear night, yeah, apart from it's bouncing around. Should be nice on arrival. This approach is pretty easy there, straight ahead for 4 miles. 3,000, and passing 460 or 2,000, whichever is later, left turn direct. So on a nice simple autopilot, you get a suspend on there. Interesting to fly that and see what happens. I'm going to plan to do that though. Available at 21:26, 25 minutes from now. Look at the arrival data. LPV, 13 left, 421888. It is off EGNOS. Is the GS3? Yes, it is. Perf, let's clear all the charts for a second. We expect to be there with 32.2. Below 12 at KOPAG. So we're on VNAV. Top of descent is not that far off, 3 minutes. Let's see what the weather's doing. So 2050 is nice and recent. 1207, cav OK. We discussed what that means. I always forget it though. And 1022 is the so 2087. Gentle crosswind from the left. And of course, there we go. So 12,000 foot runway. So I can see, is it? Yes, 12516 is what I've got. Close enough. We're only going to need 4,000 of that. So we may do a bit of a tight turn on Alpha 3. We might just do a right turn onto 2-4 depending on what other people are doing. And we can vacate at Echo or Alpha after that and then taxi round to the stands that we were looking for. Send those through. Speed's done, and anything on the approach for climb gradients, not that I can see. So I'm comfortable with the descent in the turn. Clear air, so we can clear those off.
Descent checklist. Shoulder harness.
Simulated shoulder harness is secured. Yeah, nice. Not a big crosswind.
Passenger signs.
I've just turned them off to let everyone have a quick toilet break if they need it. We're landing in 20 minutes, so I'll turn it on. It's currently on auto. So when flaps come out, it will go on. As long as people sit down properly, that should be good enough. Looks pretty clear on the way in.
Pressurization.
So landing field is set.
Fuel quantity and balance.
We have a £10 difference, negligible.
FMS, landing data, charts.
We've just done. Charts are set up.
Approach briefing.
So we are going to fly this arrival. KOPAG below 120. Check that. It is. And then a CDA all the way down to the runway. Leg do is the intercept point, which I don't need to hard. I don't need to make that a hard constraint. It should just work on 180 just to ensure the airplane slows down. It's max 220 on the arrival. Max 170 in the hold. I think 220 from here seems... No, neither are we. 425. How far have we got? 4 miles on all of these. I think 200 by there should get us nicely settled. Everything's just looking good.
BNAV transition flight level.
So it is 5,000. We know it's 1023 or something like that, which gives us 60, which is set.
Descent checklist complete. In range checklist next.
Yeah, it is a pretty short hop, and of course if you do everything properly, then it doesn't leave a lot of time. If you've got more time on the ground, you can of course brief in a little bit more detail, but it's nice enough that it's not too short. I certainly think from seeing forums and other chat rooms that maybe simmers think that short flights are easier. I would potentially argue there's an optimum. At some point it becomes quite short, so you're going straight up and straight down with the briefing. Of course we've got 20 minutes to destination, but you don't want to let the aeroplane get ahead of you. I know what is ahead of me now is frequencies, and I don't know who's online, if anybody. Busy in other places. Using the VOR, we are 123 nautical miles from Whiskey Yankee Papa. Our initial approach fix. But as you know, I don't really like particularly long flights. Yeah, I can keep the nav log going and keep thinking about where my nearest alternate is, nearest diversion. But long flights are relatively dull. Hence why I have the 777 flight factor and have not used it yet. Just because, yes, I know you can do some relatively short hops. But it looks like quite a beast to learn. Not necessarily the aeroplane itself, but everything that goes with it. All of the supporting stuff. So we might jump in that jet at some point. But as nicely modelled and as potentially accurate as it may be, it's definitely not going to be as good as this. But 3, 4, 5 hour flights I find relatively boring. Unless I've got some purpose to them. Concord was bearable at 3 hours. That just eats up the distance. I need one other inbound. Great. Well, just announce where we are. Keep the speed up. See what we can do. So you can see. Don't know if you can see the banana there, but 20 is why I've set, just to get a little bit of information on that. A nice little fuzzy that will be at 20 below. Somebody out to the left, 25 miles. Can we see them? Yeah, I think so. Just in the centre of the screen. Just level. Going left to right. See if I can zoom in. Yeah, there. So they're 25 miles out and we can still see them, which is pretty cool. Get a Luftwaffe A400 hammer, nice. Oh, that's the other one that's inbound, is it? Well, they won't be parking with us. What's this over here? A star, a planet. That's what I'd expect a planet to look like, but it was probably another aeroplane. It's probably that one at 40 miles away. Which again is pretty cool, because you can, in reality, on a clear night or above the clouds, you can see quite a long way. So we're flashing down there, is that an airfield? Yes. Echo Delta Kilo Zulu. So I know that's a civilian airfield in Germany because all the military ones got the Echo Tango. And it used to be east versus west, so... it might be. I don't know. I wasn't really looking. As soon as we're coming up to level 160, dial the speed back. As it might just take a little bit of time to come back. Oh no, today it's going to be perfect. Well, we do appear to have no wind. I think that trend vector is 5 seconds. Some nice obstruction lights ahead of us, flashing randomly. Shame that habitation lights still pop in a little bit. Nice if that was fading, if that just faded in a bit. It's not too bad. That strobe that's flashing out there might actually be an obstruction, because I know in Europe they do use a lot more strobes rather than just obstruction lights, as we do here in the UK. Strobes are pretty rare. Canary Wharf has some. Anyway, we're going to KOPAG and then direct to the initial point. So I'm just going to go straight onto my chart, onto my approach chart. Pretty sure we were 121 for the speeds, right? Yes, so 126. Just like to have it written down so it goes into the brain. It is indeed unicorn. So, seatbelts on, we've got almost 10 minutes to landing. I guess we're not too worried about being at 250. So we need to be above 70. That's not the next one that's on the chart. Keep coming down. So the airfield should be 12 o'clock somewhere.
In range checklist. APU. Started. Altimeters.
Not yet.
Avionics.
Checked. Set. LPV armed.
External lights.
Also not yet. Clone traffic fraction 311 Micro Challenger 650. Overhead KOPAG inbound KOPAG 13 for the RMP runway 13 left. Clone traffic. So, nothing seen, nothing heard. Do you want an external shot? We haven't done one of those for a while. Too loud.
On. N1 target. Set.
So we're going to be there in a minute. Let's start bringing the speed back. Looks like there's some traffic out to the right.
APU PAX transition. Avail completed. APU generator. On. CAS.
Checked, clear.
In range checklist complete. Altimeters.
So the MSA is 3,800. We can go down to 3 once we are on the next leg. So I'm going to set 4, which is 200 above the MSA.
Before landing checklist next.
So dirty dives get back on path. And we're within a mile. So to 80 outbound, claim traffic, fraction 311 Mike, overhead Whiskey Yankee Papa, inbound RMP runway 13 left, claim traffic.
So we descend on traffic going 6 Papaya, keep landing level 230 via SID. And we are near the
What? Great.
Fly G1000 arrival, expecting pilot 777.
Back in the cockpit, lovely. So, down to 3, QNH is set, 220, going to be there in its few. So we can start bringing the speed back. Frame rate's holding steady, CPU limited. Pops. No real change there. 2050 is what I've got anyway, thank you very much. Don't know, are they doing half an hour updates? Probably not going to get the next one in time anyway. So the speed is gently coming back. Nice continuous descent. 3 is our glide path intercept point. I think we might be a little bit keen for that. 15 miles out, comfortable height and speed, and we're on LT. Cloud traffic, fraction 311 Mike, overhead, Delta Kilo 425, inbound RMP 13 left, clone traffic. Seatbelt signs are on, don't need the gear yet. Shallow this dive out a little bit, bring us back to 300 feet a minute. Oh no, maybe that was too keen. VNAV looks like it knows what it was doing. I'll just go back to being a passenger, shall I? I'd quite like to keep the speed up. Oh look, there it is coming back down. So 500 still would be quite good. No, I think I was right the first time. It says we're above path. I don't think so. Clear traffic, fraction 311 Mike, final RMP runway 13 left, approximately 13 miles. Clear traffic. Approach armed, LPV armed. Glide path is armed. Missed approach is 134 to 3. Frame rate's taking a bit of a hit. The CPU's working hard. Just trying to keep that. There we go. Glide path's armed. Should have had a flap out. There we go, that looks a bit more comfortable. So the mist is 3. Try to avoid that level off, but did not succeed. Out capture. Where's our glide path capture? Glide path capture. And the mist is 3. Clear traffic, fraction 311 Mike, 8 mile final runway 13 left. Clear traffic. So, looking good. 7 miles, don't need gear yet. There appears to be nobody on the runway, so I'm going to self-clear us to land.
Before landing checklist. Landing gear lever. Down indicating. Nose steer. Arm centered clear. Anti-skid. Armed tested. Passenger signs. On. Wing cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Continuous ignition. On. Thrust reversers. Armed. Spoilers. Stowed auto. Flaps.
Just holding on the landing flap, bringing it in now.
Set. CAS.
Checked.
Before landing checklist complete. After landing checklist next.
1000.
Clear traffic. Fraction 311 Mike. 3 mile final, runway 13 left, clone traffic. Airplane fell a little bit out of trim there.
Approaching 13 left.
Now we feel a little bit low, so let's correct that. Glide slope's correcting.
Approaching minimums.
We don't look that low. I'm going to ignore the pappies now. Maintain this sight picture.
Minimums.
Continue.
$100. $50.
A little bit high.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Look pretty good to me, as it should. Particularly challenging day. No braking really required. There's 80 knots. Start some gentle braking here, see if we can vacate this next turn off. Reverse is stowed. No idea where we are. And we have vacated at Alpha 3. Which I think is where I said we would probably end up. Clone traffic, fraction 311 Mike, runway vacated. Nobody needs to know where we're going.
After landing checklist. Landing, pulse, recog lights. Off. Anti-collision lights. Off. Continuous ignition. Off. Windshield heat. Off. Probes. Off. Wing anti-ice. Off. Cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Spoilers. Stowed. Flaps. 0. ATC TCAS. Alt on. Radar mode. Standby. After landing checklist complete. Engine shutdown checklist next.
So we'll follow this all the way around. Thanks very much. It was not a bad landing. The gentle crosswinds in X-plane, I do sometimes find it a little bit of a challenge. It's difficult to get any feedback. EFIS comp. Interesting caution. Why does one get that? There's the QRH I'll have to check. Oh, it's because I still got the flight director on. So we'll follow this all the way up to the kilo areas. If we have a look down here, you can see that's where we are. That's where we're going. Can't zoom in any more than that. Here's a useful bit of kit.
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Let's get a van when we arrive, please. We're off to Kilo, I don't know, Kilo 1.
Understood. We'll have that ready for you. Anything else?
That's it.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
So I've just got one of the reversers out, just to keep speed under control. Sorry about the internet connection. It looks like it's relatively poor quality, not sure what's going on there. So, I don't think that we get a good view on the other charts. We're aiming for up here. There's Whiskey 10. Frame rate seems a bit stuttery. Not low, just a bit stuttery. I think this is one of the airports. I stutter there. I think this is one of the airports where I replaced a lot of the lighting because the old apron lights were tanking frames. It certainly feels a bit better. Victor 5-9, so we're coming up on these. So I guess we'll just go to Kilo. Go down the end to Kilo 1 and then find ourselves a stand over here by these hangars. So Kilo 1 is just up here on the right, I hope. This looks like it. Difficult to spot. Horrible turn. Less than ideal blinding people, but I can't do a lot about that because I can't see otherwise. Victor 510, I think these numbers are all a little bit out of date. So what do these markings say? Let's follow this one, shall we? There's our stand line. I think we spin it round. Is that the intention? Yes, it is. Maybe I should have stopped there. Never mind. Should we go round again? Right, so that's where we're going to stop. Looks like we can fit in there. So, not a bad landing, but some terrible taxiing. So it looked like something like this. Hey, that wasn't bad.
Engine shutdown checklist. Taxi lights. Off. Parking brake. Set. Reverse thrust. Stowed. Generators 1 and 2. Off. Engine 2 shut down. Fuel boost pumps. Off. Fuel system.
Yeah, there is no marshal, and that's why we ended up getting lost. Right low, checked.
Engine 1 shut down. Check ITT below 350 degrees Celsius.
Checked.
Anti-ice, off. 14th stage, off. Beacon, off. No steer, off. ATC TCAS. Standby, 0. Parking brake if chocked.
Let's get the chocks in. Brakes off.
Passenger signs, off. Cabin differential, 0 psi. Engine shutdown checklist complete. Securing checklist next.
Oh, I have no idea what happened there. Let's stand up, go towards the door.
The airport taxi's here. Thank
Sure
you,
is.
Captain. Great flight as always.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll see you next time.
Right, let's get the airplane secured.
Secure and checklist. Emergency lights.
They are off.
AC DC utility switch.
That's going to go off and then we won't be able to see anything.
Headsets. Thrust reversers.
Stowed.
Chocks.
In.
Parking brake.
Off.
Hydraulic pumps.
So let's turn these off and then go outside. Pop the pin in. Let's not do these while we're out here. Open that up. That lamp works, yes it does. So you see these lamps over here, those are the newer design, which seems to have a bit less of an impact. Maybe it isn't just those, maybe there are some uplights over here that I didn't spot in the scenery, because this is killing my GPU, just zooming in on that. So I wonder if there's some uplighting going on there. It's over here, pretty good. Right, that's those done. So, pumps.
Nav lights, logo light.
The logo can go off, I think it's already off because the AC/DC utility is off.
APU generator.
So we'll do that in a moment once we've got our 3 minutes. I am going to write down though is fuel we've got on board 3720. And our times. we used £1921, and it was 53 en route. So we've had our 3 minutes.
APU start stop.
So that one.
Packs.
Those two.
LCV 10th stage isolation valve. APU power fuel. ICAS APU gauge. Battery master. Cockpit refuel panel.
It's up here, 3720, go off.
Service lights. Pins and covers.
All done.
Securing checklist complete.
Just waiting for that gauge to disappear. I suppose I could go and do something else like the window shades, but that's gone, so battery master's off. Aeroplane's secure, just have to wait for it to cool down, and then we can check the engine oil levels. But that is effectively us done. Parked up here near the terminal. Not bad. Doesn't look too bad. A little bit of dodgy taxiing. But you know what? That wasn't terrible. Not perfect. Anyway, thanks very much. The reflection on the outside has gone, which makes that all a bit odd, doesn't it? No reflection there. Thanks very much for watching. I can't promise that I'll be on tomorrow. Wednesday is even more unlikely as I'm flying out on Thursday, so it needs to be packed on Wednesday. And then I won't be back in the UK until the 15th, which is a Sunday. So don't expect to see me the Monday following that, because I'll probably be knackered. Although you never know, the jet lag may kick in and there may be a stream at 4 in the morning, who knows. So thanks for watching, I do appreciate it. As always, please sub. It's a shameless bribe if you want to be in chat, but I will acknowledge it, do appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching, all of you that are not in chat. Thanks to Black Knight, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe, and bye for now.